Hello, leaders. Hey, this is Paul Grau, and welcome to Run to Your Leadership Challenges, the daily show that equips leaders and entrepreneurs to achieve their greatest potential. This show is sponsored by Current Leadership Coaching, and they help entrepreneurs excel as leaders so they can create super teams. Find out more about them at currentleadershipcoaching.com. Hey, I hope you're doing absolutely great today. And today, I want to talk about how you can lift your team up no matter what is going on within the team or outside the team. With all the busyness in our lives, we can all use a lift or a pick-me-up or just something to feel good about as often as possible, don't you think? And this one thing will undoubtedly do the trick. So, in order to get to the one thing, I want to tell you about something I learned about myself last week. And it actually may be something that y'all already know about me, especially if you've been listening to me for a while or know me personally. Now, I try to spend at least 30 to 45 minutes every morning with God. If this offends you, you may want to skip this episode altogether, but I promise I'm not going to get preachy on you by any means. I just want to share something I learned, and in order to do so, I need to start where my eyes were first opened. Last week, the Bible scripture that I was going to spend 30 minutes on was 1 Corinthians 13, 1 through 13, which is commonly read at weddings and is referred to many times as the love scripture. Now, although I was supposed to be reading the entire chapter of 1 Corinthians 13, I just couldn't get past the first verse, which says, "If I speak in tongues of men or of angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal." Man, that verse hit me hard. And as I read it over and over and prayed about it, I realized that I was a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal at times, especially when I talk to some people or about certain topics. This really hit me, and I started to track everything I said over the next several days, and I caught myself many times being that resounding gong or clanging cymbal. I don't think I'm always the gong and the cymbal, but I was at certain times, and I knew I could do much better. Then just this week, in a mastermind group that I'm a part of, we had what we call our duct tape session, and it's where we tell each other one at a time what we think their biggest strengths are and what we think their weaknesses are. And man, one of the guys told me that I needed to watch my tongue because sometimes I'm just not being encouraging, and I was actually being too harsh at times, he told me. Well, that was like confirmation to me that I was accurate in my thinking, and others were even noticing it. And this one guy in my life, who I consider to be like a brother, cared enough to call me out on it. That is the power not only of spending quiet time every morning, but also the power of masterminds. So all of that to say that I wholeheartedly believe the one thing that you can do to lift your team up, no matter what the circumstances are, is to love them. And before you get all freaked out here, I am not talking about all that lovey-dovey stuff by any means. I'm just talking about really caring about them and showing them how much you care, because we love through our actions. So today's challenge is one that's going to require you to take some time by yourself and ask yourself if you are showing love to the people around you and your team members, or are you the resounding gong and the clanging cymbal? Now I realize this may hit rather hard like it did for me, but that's the cool thing about this challenge, because you have the ability to change it starting today. The bottom line is that we must love others, especially our team members and our family members. Otherwise, we are simply sounding like a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. Hey, I hope you're enjoying this show as much as I enjoy creating it every day. There are now over 850 episodes for you to listen to, and I think there is something for every leader and or every aspiring leader to take away. If you love this show, I would greatly appreciate 5 minutes of your time so you can give me a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen on. I mean, besides the people who contact me via email, your reviews are basically the only way that I know that you're listening and enjoying it. As always, thank you for listening, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Until tomorrow, run to your challenges.